إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونصلي ونسلم على الحبيب المصطفى سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. آمين. We are now going to, inshallah, start lesson number 22 of Usool Fiqh in the English language. Today is January 18th, 2026, and 28 of Rajab 1447. Last time we reached the point where we distinguish between the dalil, the proof, when it is qat'i or dhanni, whether it is definitive or presumptions. So we are now going, if you want to get a glimpse of that, you can go back to the tape number 21. Now we are going to start the first Sharia'a Adillah, الشرعية, Sharia'a proof of the Quran, الكتاب, كتاب الله. والقرآن يسمى الكتاب لأنه الكتاب الذي يحكم. It is a book that actually every book goes back to. It judges every other book. It is the superior to any other book, either in the sense of books sent from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or books that were made by humans. So it is the book with capital T, capital H, capital E, the book. That's why they refer, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred it to it in Quran as al-kitab. وَيُعَلِّمُهُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And it is consensus of the Ahl Sunnah, al-Mufassirun, that al-Hikmah is the Sunnah, al-Kitaba wal-Hikmah. This is the first proof that we go back to when we try to find any hukm, is to go back to Ayatillah first. The ayat of Kitabillah, that Kitabillah that cannot get any falsehood approaches it from behind or nor behind it. So it is al-Quran, and the ayahs are of Quran is it has either thubut or dilala. We talked last time is about the adillah. We said the definitive can be definitive in sanad, which is thubut. Thubut is definite correctness of the text. So that is, in this sense, the ayah of Quran is definitive in sanad, in thubut, like hadith al-mutawatir. It's even higher. It's the most proven correct of over everything. So all the ayahs of Quran are definitive in terms of thubut, in terms of correctness or the sure of the text, we're sure of the text 100%. The دلالة الآيات, the دلالة, which is whether the meaning of the ayah, the interpretation of the ayah is definitive or not. It's a different story. The ayahs of Quran can be definitive in its indication, or it can be presumptuous in its indication. So why is that? Some people would say why it can be this presumptuous. We say, okay, we give an example before of the definitive in indication. فمن تمتع بالعمرة إلى الحج فما استيسر من الهدي فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام في الحج وسبعة إذا رجعتم تلك 10 كاملة. It's talking about those who make tamattu in Umrah, where they make Umrah and then they make tahallul from Ihram, and they have to, if they want to go to Hajj to complete their Hajj, after they did Umrah and made tahallul, they have to approach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with dhabiha. And if they don't have money for dhabiha or something prevented them from doing it, then they have to fast 3 days in the time of Hajj and 7 after they go back to their homes. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually made the addition for us. He said, تِلْكَ عَشْرَةٌ كَمِلَةٌ. These are 10, 3 and 7. So this is definitive in its indication. There is no doubt that 3 plus 7 is 10. But there are ayahs, actually these are most of the ayahs, they have possible different indications, indications. And these are like the general, like in Sunnah we have hadith al-ahad, like we said before. But in Quran, the ayahs that have that are not definitive in indication, those who are like the general ayahs or the absolute ayahs, al-aam or al-mutlaq, because like we said, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير, الدم, it happened that Rasulullah sallallahu, it's not all the dam, السمك والجراد, الميتة, it's not all ميتة, it's not all dead animals, السمك والجراد, والدم, Rasulullah said it's not all dam, is الجراد, الكبد والجراد, it's not haram. So this made specify from the general. So the first general is not definitive, because we know that it's not definitive, because there are parts of it are specified afterwards that is not included in the meaning. Of course, there is between the Usooliyun, the scholars of Usool, there are and the fuqaha, like Abu Hanifa, some say before we find the specification, the specified ayah, the umum is definitive. And some said no, because we already found all the, you're talking about something presumptuous as well. We already know by the end of the time of Sahaba, we know every single specified ayah in Quran and every single muqayyad from the absolute. from the absolute ayahs. So it is not meaning, it doesn't have a meaning now to say, well, العام before its تخصيص is definitive. However, there are many, so that's about the ayahs of Quran in terms of definitive and presumption. Now, there are many sciences, actually sciences or fields of research or fields to look into Al-Quran. And for instance, As-Suyuti reached about 80 of them in his book Al-Itqan, one of the most famous books in علوم القرآن. It's called الإتقان في علوم القرآن. These are all fields of research or sciences that the people study, the people who study علوم القرآن and study the book as a proof in Sharia. They have to study it to know, to talk about it in having knowledge, not just talking and you know. So such as these like the Meccan and Medinian, the Meccan and the Medinian verses, the abrogation, abrogated and non and the abrogating and abrogated ayahs, what come in non-Arabic words, language, what the exegete ought to know, the categories of exegete, exegetes are المفسرون يعني طبقات المفسرين and ماذا على المفسر أن يعرف, the condition and qualification of المفسرون, and many other subjects. You can go back to الإتقان في علوم القرآن للسيوطي أو any other famous book. There is a famous book of al-Baghdadi and other books, in many contemporary books in علوم القرآن, but As-Suyuti is probably the best one there is. So we are going to talk about few of these general sciences or fields of looking into, and they are relevant to Usool al-Fiqh. The first one is the knowledge of the causes of revelation. معرفة أسباب النزول. Why ayahs? Because we know that Quran نزل منجما. Quran was revealed parts, pieces, in pieces. The ayahs here, some ayahs here, some ayahs here, one ayah here, three ayahs here, a whole ayah sometimes there. In Arabic it's called munajjam. Munajjam means separated from each other. It was. Why is that? We know why. Because كذلك لنثبت به فؤادك ورتلناه ترتيلا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that this was done in this way in order for Rasulullah sallallahu to have a rest of his heart, to have blessing and rest and feel the support of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the years of da'wah. So when something, he didn't just give him a book and said, oh, read it to people. No, it actually followed the steps of da'wah, step by step, day by day, sometimes hour by hour in ghazwas, in ghazwa, and it was revealed in the situation where it needed by the people around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's like a fresh, uh, 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 a fresh source of yaqeen, and fresh source of iman and blessing and peace on the heart of Rasulullah and the hearts of the mu'mineen around him. So that's why the Quran was sent munajjam parts. Why do we need to know the causes of the revelation? Because we know now, after what I said now, that it was actually revealed in order to answer a question, or to solve a problem, or to give a guidance, or to show a way of dealing with something. So in order to know that, we have to look into. There is a book. I love this book, and I had it in my bookshelf for years when I was first starting, like since I was like 20 years old. It's called أسباب النزول للواحد النسابوري, the causes of revelation. It's a small book, but for some reason, I'm very attached to this small book, because it gave me, like, at this young age, all what I want to know about the causes of revelation of the ayah. It's very small, but it reminds me of the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, of مقدمة في أصول التفسير, introduction to the principles of tafsir. It's small. It's very small book, but it's like as close as you can get to a miracle. It's very beautiful. So it doesn't matter the book is small. I mean, look at معالم في الطريق, like said, المصطلحات الأربعة, the four definitions of al-Mawdudi. I mean, there are these small books, but anyway, I don't want to keep going with this. But anyways, to know the causes of revelation, there are some very important points we are going to look at. The first, that the science of meanings, which is علم المعاني والبيان, or rhetoric, the bayan, by which the miraculous nature of the Quran is known, revolve around understanding the situational context. When we talk about the miraculous wording and expression of the Quran, it actually it goes hand in hand with the situation where it was sent, in order to see the context of the address, the one it was addressed, the one is addressing, who is addressing, and we understand on different bases, like an interrogative could intend questioning, or affirmation, or rebuke, or warning. It differs, actually. The wording can differ with the same word, and the command can mean only commanding. If you remember, in the command we said there are like 18 understanding of it, or it can be threatening, or insulting, or the same word of al-amr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. This is a command, وَامْتَازُوا, and be distinguished. He doesn't mean be distinguished that they are distinguished. We understand that they are good. No. On the contrary, he is actually insulting them. That look at where they are now. So it different. It differs. So the second one is the text may come general or specific, or absolute, unrestricted, ambiguous or clarified, like مجمل ومبين. We can't know why it came in that context, in that meaning, unless we know the context, in order to know exactly whether it is general or specific, whether it is absolute or restricted, whether it is like mujmal or ambiguous or clarified. So that's how there is some riwayah that was told that shows what we mean by this second one. We will read this story about Abu Ubaidah, narrated by Ibrahim al-Taymi. Abu Ubaid, narrated from Ibrahim al-Taymi, who said, Umar once sat along reflecting and began saying to himself, how can this ummah differ while their Prophet ﷺ is one and their Qibla is one? Umar was reflecting with himself. Ibn Abbas, he was sitting with him, so he said, O commander of the believers, Amir al-Mu'mineen, indeed the Quran was revealed to us and we recited it and we knew what it was revealed about. That Sahaba, he said, we Sahaba, we actually heard the Quran while it was revealed and we recited it and we know what it was about. But after us there will come people who will recite the Quran but won't know what it was revealed for. See what was what it was revealed for. So so they will have opinions about it. They will have opinion about it, and they will differ. And when they differ, they will fight. So that's very wise of Ibn Abbas, because Ibn Abbas was the one that Rasulullah asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach him the Quran, the tafsir of the Quran. He is Habr al-Ummah. No one in our Ummah, no one ever will be and will ever and never had to understand Quran better than Abdullah ibn Abbas in that. And another story, a man came to Ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, al-Sahabi al-Jalil, radiallahu anh, said, I left someone in the mosque interpreting the Quran by his opinion. He interpreted the verse, on the day the sky will bring visible smoke, في سورة الدخان يوم تأتي السماء بدخان مبين, as meaning, he interpreted on the day of judgment a smoke will come that grips people like a cold. Ibn Abbas replied, whoever knows something about something should say it, and whoever does not know should say Allah knows best. He said this guy shouldn't talk about something he doesn't know about. The verse was revealed with Quraysh resisted the Prophet ﷺ. So he prayed against them for years, like those of Prophet Yusuf. Rasulullah asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, get years like the 7 years of the Bani Israel, the very hard years, the 7 years. So they suffered drought and hardship. So that happened actually. Drought had happened until the eight bones. No, 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 not Quraysh. He said the people of Yusuf suffered until this happened. So a man would look to the sky and see something like smoke between him, and it is due to hunger. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so watch for the day when the sky brings visible smoke. It means that people delusionally, they will see smoke because they are very angry, hunger. They are very hungry. So that's a delusion. So this dukhan is a delusion, and we only knew that because sabab al-nuzūl, because we know what happened, what revealed Ibn Abbas, that it came down because of Quraysh, and the dua of Rasulullah to bring them years like the years of Yusuf. So there is here a very important principle that we have to understand, along with the reason of, or the cause of the revelation of ayahs. We have to also be accompany in our mind another rule, which is very important, which says in Arabic, al-ibra bi'umum al-lafz la bi-khusus al-sabab, which means what matters is the general wording, not the specific cause. It says that Quran, although Quran in many cases it came for a specific reason, to solve a problem, to give a hukum to a woman in talaq, or a person or people in killing somebody, or whatever. It came for a cause, because we said that this is Quran nazala munajjaman for that reason, for these reasons, to show the way in specific situations. Although this happens, but actually we have to generalize the reason or the cause of the revelation, in order to be able to use it in our life otherwise, as soon as the ayah came for this specific reason, it's gone. So there is no, it's void now. It can't be applied anymore. This is ridiculous, of course. So we have to generalize the meaning. We have to take out, abstract the absolute from the meaning, and cast it into our situation. It has to be generalized and kulli and general, kulli or am, over in life. It can't be for that person only, unless, because there are another field of science where the ayahs were sent specifically, and there are proof that this was specific only for this situation. But other than that, it governs the life of all Muslims, like in the case of the woman of Sa'd ibn al-Rabi'. The wife of Sa'd al-Rabi' went to Rasulullah. She said, Ya Rasulullah, Sa'd ibn al-Rabi' was killed, and these are his daughters. She said, Ya Rasulullah, he was killed in Uhud, and their uncles have took their money because this was the norm before. The men, the survival men, the father died, then the uncles take the money, and they will not be married, be able, no one will marry them if they don't have money. So Rasulullah sallam said to the uncle of the two daughters of Sa'd ibn Rabi', give the two daughters the 2/3 and the wife 1/8, and whatever left to you uncles, to their uncle. It was one uncle to the uncle, and this is from the ayah of Surah Al-Nisa in the miras, in the inheritance. So that means that this hadith did not come only, or in the umum of ayah, it did not come only for Sa'd ibn Rabi' and his two daughters. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. It came down and revealed, and the hadith was said because of the question of the wife of Sa'd ibn Rabi', but it is general for everyone. If he died and he doesn't have a son and he have two daughters or a daughter, so the daughter take the third. If two daughters, you take the 2/3. And look at how this woman, the wife of Sa'd ibn Rabi', is a good companion, mashallah. Any other woman doesn't care for the girls of her husband. I don't know. Maybe they are her daughters, but the way that these are the daughters, who knows? I'm just speculating. But anyways, that tells you that the ayah, the ibrah here, the general the meaning is to generalize the ayah rather than taking it as a specific to the cause of revelation. And this process that the Usooliyun make when they find such hadith and they get to it and generalize it, and the fact that that the father was killed in Uhud doesn't pertain to anything. And if the fact that he is Sa'd ibn Rabi' specifically doesn't reflect anything. So they take out these attributes, and the Usooliyun say then everyone who is in this situation, the hukum applies to it, and this is called refinement of the operative cause. تنقيح المناط. هناك تنقيح المناط وتحقيق المناط وتخريج المناط. This is تنقيح المناط, the refinement of the operative cause. We'll talk about the other two later. So this is what we should understand here. The third thing is that we have to know the necessity of knowing the customs of the Arabs in their expressions and actions, and of verifying meaning through the Arabic language. For the lack of this leads for the lack of these leads will get us in grave errors, which is in Arabic ضرورة معرفة عادات العرب في أقوالها وأفعالها والتحقق بلسان العرب في الفهم. We have to understand the customs, how Arabs used to live, and what are the social norms. like in the story of Sa'd ibn Rabi', you see the uncle took the money because this was their custom. And also, not only the customs, only to understand exactly what Arabs mean with the way they say the words, because it's like I said, it leads to grave errors. And here is an example. In the ayah, indeed, you and what you worship besides Allah are the fuel of hell. You will be coming to it. إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حصب جهنم أنتم لها واردون. So some of the kuffar, which is called Ibn Zab'ari, he said, as if he quote the Quran in error. So he said, then angels and Jesus will go to al-Masih, they will go to hellfire according to this ayah. لأنه people, this ayah says that you and whatever you worship will go to hellfire. But because he didn't understand the Arabic tongue, he didn't understand, he didn't get that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إنكم وما تعبدون, not ومن تعبدون, because ma comes to the to creatures who doesn't have any intellect, to rocks, trees, plants, doesn't have any intellect, to non-human. Non-human, Arabs refer to with ma, and humans refer to man. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said antum wa man ta'budun, then it's a problematic. But of course, this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said innakum wa ma ta'buduna min dunillah. But still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came after that and he revealed the second ayah, إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها وعدون. Those, in order for people to make sure that these are not included, you're not sure, he said those who were promised the good deeds and good ending from us from before, those are going to be kept away from it, which is the hellfire. And even if this ayah wasn't revealed, which it's revealed for a reason, of course, and it is hikmah. But without it, we could have known that the Arabs who speak the language could have known that this is not true because of ma and man. So other example, this is a little bit Arabic. Umar once was given a sermon on the minbar, and he recited the ayah, or he should seize them by gradual diminishing. In the Arabic, أو يأخذهم على تخوف. The word تخوف, of course, in English, gradual diminishing is not going to give you the word على تخوف. So Sayyidina Umar didn't hear the word تخوف from before. He said, what is a تخوف? So one of the Arab, the Arab, those people who live in the desert and move with the tents, those are the source of the Arabic language, the Arabic tongue, more than like even Sayyidina Umar and the people who live in the Hadar, in the villages or Mecca or Medina. those people who are the real source of the Arabic, of the authentic Arabic language. So one of them, he stood up and he said, تخوف, O commander of the believers, is التنقص, is degrading, diminishing. And then he said, the poet said, تخوف الرحل منها تامكا قردا كما تخوف عود النبعة السفن. He said, the camel's luggage wore away slowly like the wind erodes the stick of the wild tree. So the takhawuf, so in the Arabic poem, he said takhawuf. He used the word takhawuf that came in Quran, and the poem, it means clearly that he means erosion, to erode, to diminish. So if you don't know the Arabic tongue, how would you understand the word, the ayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أو يأخذهم على تخوف? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, how can we be preserve ourselves from the act of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that take us slowly by slowly, takes us away, diminish us, erode us, slow by slow, piece by piece. You know, we wouldn't understand. Of course, and also the ayah of تدمر كل شيء بإذن ربها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, it destroys everything by command of its Lord. This is a rih that came, that Allah sent to destroy that ummah. So تدمر كل شيء بإذن ربها. Then he said فأصبحوا لا ترى إلا مساكنهم. Then he said, so nothing was seen except their dwellings. So how come he said it destroyed everything, and then he said except dwellings? That's because the Arabs, when they talk in generality, they never mean the absolute generality that covers everything under the. They don't speak this way. They mean, Quran means that it takes away or destroys everything that normally, in normal cases, or in even stronger than normal cases, wind can destroy. But not to destroy everything, it means everything. It wipes the land completely of its roots. That's not the way Arabs talk. So it is called the natural general, the natural general, al-umum al-adi. That's what the Shatibi referred to in al-umum al-adi. The general that is normal, that is that people know in their lives, the normality of people know. Like when I said, when there are few of my we talked about that before in Umum, there are few of my friends came to visit me, they are standing out, so I say to my son, bring the people in. So if my son went out and brought everybody who is in the street, or the neighbors, or everybody, I would say, what are you, crazy? I only means the friends who came to visit us, the 4 or 5 women. These are the people, not everybody you can encounter. So this is called al-umum al-adi. فَتُدَمِّرُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. It destroyed everything with the command of its Lord. فَأَصْبَحُوا. They are left with their with nothing to be seen in this village except the dwellings. So all the tents, all the chairs, all the the camel places, all the food, everything you can see, it's taken away. So that's what it is. Having said that, we are going to start the next the next point we have to go over in studying the Quran, the Kitab, which is the Arabic language in terms of vocabulary, has two types of indication. We'll talk about these indications next time, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.